All right. Here's another kind of a first-person viewpoint of the cross-check while you're flying ET as lead. This is going to be a little bit kind of all over the place as far as where the camera goes, but it does show you where at least my technique is for where I look and what kind of references that I'm using as far as when to roll 120 degrees of bank or approximately 120 degrees of bank, how far to pull the nose through the horizon, and then when to roll back, and then kind of what that timing looks like. And then while I'm doing that, where do I look for two? In the other video, when we're talking about doing the wing work pulls as lead, we're using the vents. Here we're going to use a similar technique. We're going to go ahead and pull up and start to blend that roll and pull until we're pulling the horizon kind of towards the corner of the forward windscreen and the canopy bow. And I'll show you here what I mean in a minute. So we're going to do that and then roll approximately 120 degrees of bank. It's very approximate. You're just not going full inverted, and you're not getting super close to it, but you are able to get your lift vector down so that if you are adding backstick pressure, you're pulling the nose through the horizon, unlike wing work where you're keeping 90 degrees of bank. So here's that pull that I'm talking about. Now I'm looking to get the horizon approaching this corner of the windscreen. If the horizon is through here, that's fine, but really what this is going to give you is that big, nice, full 45-degree nose high leaf to give two angles to work with for lead and lag. If you're doing shallow leaves, he doesn't have a whole lot of angles, and then the whole point of ET is kind of out the window there. So kind of see what that looks like. Continuing to pull, I'm going to go ahead and look for two as I set my bank. You notice that the horizon isn't exactly parallel with the mirror, but it's close. I'm going to put the mirror kind of on here, and now I'm going to go ahead and add that backstick pressure to keep this approximate 120 degrees of bank. If I go over this a little bit, that's fine. If I go under this, that's also fine, but this is going to get the nose back to the horizon so we can continue the maneuver. Here now, when I push play, you'll see that the viewpoint goes to the back right, so behind the right wing. That's where I can expect to pick up two if he is pulling to the inside of this turn. Right there. So if you're looking for two, he'll be around this area here. If he's on the spot, he might be in this area, but this is kind of where I'm going to look for him first. Over here, maybe over here. If he's flushed back towards the tail of the aircraft, you're not maybe going to be able to see him here, in which case he needs to push out this way so that you'll be able to see him so you can set up for an over the top. All the while, I'm adding backstick pressure and I'm holding this bank here. I'm not rolling out. I'm not doing anything. I'm letting this nose come all the way down until, and I'll show you kind of another reference that I use in order to transition from the nose low, then back to an up leaf here. Looking for two some more. All right. Once this horizon gets to this vent or is passing it, now I'm going to go ahead and add the left roll so I can transition to go pull the nose back up through the horizon to start this pull either again to the right, and ideally we kind of want you pulling towards two to give him angles to work with. If you go left and right, that's not kind of what we're trying to get out of ET. If you can continue going towards two, it's going to give him great practice as far as when he needs to pull lag and when he needs to pull lead pursuit. So you see us start to roll, and this was a little bit more aggressive than the wing work roll because he's in fighting wing, right? So the only thing that we can't do is reverse directions of your turn aggressively. So I wouldn't continue to pull left and then immediately go right. Your choice to go left or right is pretty much when your nose is approaching the horizon. So as I'm pulling, I've got the decision to go left or right. In this case, I'm going to go left. Again, I'm going to pull until the horizon is starting to approach this corner here, and then I'm going to kind of rotate around that to then go 120 degrees of bank. There it is. I'm going to look for two as I'm doing this. Now here I should see him right around this area. hold that. I'm really just adding backstick pressure and letting the plane fly to the horizon. There, the horizon is approaching the vent, and I'm going to continue pull here. Here, I'm going to check for 2 if he's in a good position. Now I'm going to go right for the ET level 3 loop. Looking at him, picking up the horizon, pretty much the single ship, cross check, watching your airspeed, no slower than 100, trying to pick up the opposite horizon, maybe some section lines here for a straight pull. But that's pretty much the cross check there. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling to set the leaf, and then once I'm pretty much 120 degrees of bank, so parallel almost with the mirror there, I'm adding just straight backstick pressure, no aileron, and then that frees up my brain bite to look for 2. That's going to be behind the left or right wing. So if I'm turning left, he should be behind the left wing towards the tail. I'm going to try and pick him up there. And then as the horizon is then approaching the vent, I'm going to start to roll and pull to start the next leaf. So that's pretty much what that looks like right there. You don't want to go, obviously, too nose low. You don't want to go too nose high. 45 degrees, or what we're trying to prove here is you can do this looking outside using the corner of the canopy and the forward canopy rail, the canopy bow and the canopy rail. That'll give you a good 45 degrees nose up, and then transitioning 45 degrees nose lows when kind of that horizon is passing the vent, and now you can start that roll and pull to get the nose back up to the horizon and then decide whether or not you want to go left or right.